Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the grand final of the Heroes Lounge Epic Cup. Joining me now, it's Samu.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Yeah, good. Did you catch any of the semi-final there?
I casted the first one myself.
Yeah.
The Treehouse Gaming looking very dominant.
But then DiVeOrDeLeTe in the second semi-final were also looking very confident. So I think there's going to be a lot of energy in this grand final.
Yes, definitely. Also, one thing to mention is it's a Division 5 it's a Division 5 final, with 2 Division 4 teams being knocked out in the quarterfinal.
Oh, so yeah, I think it's an answer to all the people who say, oh, why do you put the Division 5 teams in the playoffs with Division 4 and so on, and 2 and 3 and so on. And the answer is because this can happen. And of course, division seeding isn't perfect. That's one of the things. Oh, it says Reeves over your face. That's why. Sorry about that. This is not Reeves. This is not Reeves. This is Samu. Sorry.
Samu was Reeves all along. Who knew?
There we go. We fixed that. So anyway, that little anomaly aside, yes. So what were we saying? Yes, I was saying it's going to be an intense semi-final. Between the two. I think intense grand final between the two Division 5 teams, and that should be. I mean, have these teams played before in the Division 5 itself? So.
I'm not sure, but I think so, as they were both very high up. Let me check shortly. Yes, they played the very last game against each other. And DiVeOrDeLeTe won 2-0.
Okay, so Treehouse Gaming will feel like they're coming in as the underdog. Well, I believe for the first game we're going to go to Dragonshire. Although that's still... Yeah, so that's not yet, but it's going to be in a second. I'll show you now first how they got there in terms of map bans. And don't forget, viewers at home, this is a best of 5 series for the grand final. It's not a best of 3 like the semis were. It's best of 5. So these teams are really going to have to slog it out for the next few hours. And should be an intense match. So yes, as you can see here, Treehouse Gaming banned Garden of Terror and Sky Temple. And DiVeOrDeLeTe banned Alterac and Tomb of the Spider Queen.
So no Spider Queen this game.
Exactly. No Spider Queen. We're gonna go to so we're gonna go to Dragonshire. I mean, how are these teams likely to play on Dragonshire? Because we've seen Treehouse play it earlier, didn't we? Or did I imagine that? I have imagined that.
I'm not sure, to be fair, but both. Don't think so. I don't think so, but I think they will also play it kind of the same with rotations and stuff going on as most teams do.
Yeah, it should be kind of a very rotation focused, but ultimately this is ultimately going to be about execution, and we saw in the last semi-final there, a team prioritizing macro on Sky Temple and still losing because the enemy team knew their game plan. They kind of went one step further and just pushed for the team fighting and secured kills and secured map advantage, by sheer force. And that team was, of course, DiVeOrDeLeTe. So we know that DiVeOrDeLeTe know how to respond to strategic ideas from the enemy. But of course, we'll have to see if Treehouse Gaming put up a bit more of a fight than maybe some of the other competitors have earlier in this bracket. And the winner, as always, will win a trophy made of the highest quality plastic as we go into the draft of game number 1 in this best of 5. So, Dragonshire.
Looking purely at statistics, on Dragonshire, the blue team has a 47% win rate. The red team 52. So probably gonna be the red team winning. Jokes aside, we see the Haka being the first ban at all. The Haka most played hero for Rob this season, so some kind of target bans towards the solo lane.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. Mal'Ganis is interesting because like at the top level at the moment, like GM level, he's very highly prioritized for main tank role. Mal'Ganis, he's just seen as, you know, a devastating main tank. What time is the NA playoff draw show? Somebody asks in the chat. I don't remember the exact time. I will find out for you. I think it's 3 a.m. CEST, and I will tell you soon what that time that is in North America. In various North American
6 p.m. PST or 9 p.m. EST.
There you go. And type that into Google to convert it into your preferred time zone. So yeah, the Mal'Ganis, but you know, kind of typically targeted at a very high level, and I guess that's a similar idea here.
We're kind of rushing through this draft. We also see Urega being banned out by Treehouse Gaming and DiVeOrDeLeTe bans out Liming. Saw them playing it, and now we have Johanna as the first pick, the most played hero this season in all of Division 4 and 5. And it will be paired with the Jaina and the Rexus. Jaina loves people clumping up, and Rexus is just an amazing solo lineup right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we saw like Rexar played by Hawk just gets considerable value in the last semi-final series. So I'm not surprised to see anything there, and that's kind of an all-round repeat of what DiVeOrDeLeTe have just done in the semi-finals. So definitely Treehouse will have been watching that, and they will have studied and tried to get some ideas on how to beat that, but it's not as easy as that necessarily.
Yeah, talking about Treehouse Gaming, we already see Greyman and Mulfern picked up by them, and they will pair it with Junkrat, what they got? Muradin as the main tank. Paired with. Best to see the Muradin. Still Garish Diablo are both open. Just personal preference, I guess.
Yeah, I think Muradin is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it depends on how they're going to play it, of course. And we've seen, by the way, we saw DKT be hugely impactful on the Muradin earlier. It does suggest more aggression to play the Muradin than saying a Garrosh, but then of course the Diablo would also have been aggression. But I think Diablo tends to not be considered so highly these days because he can get gradually controlled. And
Diablo is still the 7th most picked hero in all of Division 4 and 5. He only got a 41% win rate.
Oh wow, that's an Illidan. Okay. Talk to me about that, because I don't know how to respond.
I mean, Illidan is one of the few solo laners who can actually dive towards Rexar and then try to get Rexar, because if you just did Misha, you're lost in all cases, no matter what you do. Sure.
So, I mean, so that's all pretty sensible. I mean, overall, what's your feeling on who's done better in this draft?
It's really hard to say. I kind of like the draft of DiVeOrDeLeTe with the Rex in his whole lane. He can do a lot. Also, then we've got Jaina Anna, nice combination, and also the Reyna who deals more damage towards slow targets. And Johanna is just amazing wave clear. So you have an easy time rotating here. But on the other hand, we still have Junkrat, who has very nice block, Murder Grayman, who can just jump into one person and kill that one.
Well, we'll have to see as we go into game number 1 in this best of 5 Heroes Lounge Epic Cup Grand Final. Make some noise in the Twitch chat, ladies and gentlemen, for your favorite teams. On the left, in blue, it's Treehouse Gaming with Eve on Malfurion, Rob on Illidan, Fishy on Junkrat, Diddly Squat on Greymane, and Denka on Muradin.
And to the right side, it is nobody else than DiVeOrDeLeTe, top 1 in of Division 5 this season. We got Jay playing the Jaina, Krassahecht on Reyna, Matt playing the Anna, DKD on Johanna, and last but not least, we've got Hawk playing his Rexer again.
That's great stuff there. So, I mean, it's a really interesting draft, and obviously all eyes are going to be on the Illidan, played by Rob here, and whether that can be, you know, how much of a factor that will be. He is against a Joanna and a Nana and a Misha, and I think the combination of those three could control him enough potentially. But it's all about execution, and that if you're not used to dealing with an Illidan, he can really pull your team apart in the right circumstances.
It is also a lot about top lane. And we already see the engage on top lane as we have 3 people set up for this Rexer here, and he's dropping very low, but he is able to escape with 200 HP. Just barely.
And now Denka may be a little bit exposed. Jay tries to catch him out, but 170 HP. Kraz the Hecht going for the final killing blow with the Q there from Reyna, but doesn't quite secure the kill. Instead, only getting him to a measly 50 HP. But Muradin doesn't care. He'll heal that up easily enough with his second wind.
One thing to maybe look at level 1 is we see from Diana, we see Slumber Shells, so she's looking more towards the Sleeper build over the grenade.
Yep, so Anna definitely thinking more about how to control Illidan probably, and also not just Illidan but Greymane, who's probably easier to hit with those things as well. Still, both teams picking up their siege camps fairly early in a sort of reasonable time frame. Illidan versus Rexar, how is that going to work out in the solo lane?
I mean, right now we see Greymane coming up here, but it's usually if Illidan is able to get towards Rexar, is able to get enough damage on him, Rexar has to retreat a bit because Illidan is just one of the few heroes which can actually kill a Rexar in the solo lane. And if he is able to manage this one, then Rexar will really have a hard time. But on the other hand, if Rexar plays safe and Illidan is not able to get enough on him, then Illidan is just going to be losing straight up.
Yeah, and in fact, that's what we're seeing now is GG Hawk is having to stand back, but is controlling reasonably well Greymane and Illidan. Oh, by the way, Eve getting a bit jumped on here as DKT goes in with his signature aggression and secures the kill with the help of Jaina and Reyna. Speaking of Jaina and Reyna, of course, at that level 1, it is ace in the hole from Reyna to synergize with that with the Jaina slows and get the bonus damage from that.
Oh, we see 3 people top from DiVeOrDeLeTe, but also we see Denker coming up to help Illidan out.
Yeah, and I think so far it looks like DiVeOrDeLeTe are feeling a little bit more confident, but nothing substantial has been lost so far. It's just that one kill on Eve that has secured a little sliver of advantage for DiVeOrDeLeTe, but they're not too worried about it. And you know, she's back up now. She's going to go and secure, you know, put a bit of pressure in that bot lane as well. And with Illidan slowly keeping Misha away from that lane, probably slowly keeping Misha away from that shrine, I don't think there's any danger of DiVeOrDeLeTe picking up that Tracker Knight anytime soon.
Also interesting to see is the animal husbandry from Rexar. We see the team from Treehouse Gaming is all about dive in, kill the Rexar, or kill one of the backliners. It's really interesting to see this one coming in.
Yeah, is Rob going for it? He thinks
a
he
lot
can.
Damage, but Stormbolt misses, barely there.
Yeah, the 75 HP escape there from Rexar, and as you say, crucial because of the animal husbandry. And that's why they're going to start committing more and more resources up top to try and secure, you know, kill Rexar and get rid of that animal husbandry benefit. But when they do, of course, that leaves the window open in the bottom lane for DiVeOrDeLeTe to start getting value there. Junkrat's scouting out with his grenades, but he's not going to go in there. Oh, not unless he's compelled to by a sleep. But he's still okay.
Sleep Darts from Reyna can really hurt you over time. Oh, there's Reyna top lane to help out with killing the Illidan.
Yeah, I think he just got so locked down and took a huge chunk of damage. I mean, Rob on Illidan has been staying on pretty low HP for most of this game. In fact, I'm just trying to pressure gradually Misha and Rexar. Oh, look at this damage that comes out from Jaina and Reyna on Illidan there. And okay, he can get away.
Objective now.
Should be a it is the first dragon out of the game.
DiVeOrDeLeTe picking up the first dragon of this game.
And it's a 5-minute Dragon Knight as well, so it's you know, it's not one of these super early Dragon Knights, and I think it can take these towers pretty easily. Probably they'll rotate to the bottom and go for towers there. Denka gets kicked into the towers. He'll be okay though, with his dwarf toss out. But with the space, it looks like DiVeOrDeLeTe are going to get the fountain bottom as well as the towers mid. And oh, is Denka turning this into no? I was going to say turning this into an engage, but he decided against it. Sensibly enough for now.
Yeah, it would be a 2v4, so I don't think it would be very cash money for them, but it looks like they're going for the Johanna now. Johanna taking a lot of damage. Johanna trying to heal her up, but Johanna going. First kill for Treehouse Gaming in this game now. Meanwhile, top lane we have the Dragon against Illidan, 1v1.
But he'll be okay. I think he literally just brought the Dragon Knight up there just to get to be there for the XP rather than anything else. And with that kill on the Joanna, that allows Treehouse to invade and steal that siege camp away from the enemy. So Treehouse starting to come back into this, and they've got the level 10 first. It is Hunt from Illidan. Is that what I think it is from... No, it is Riptide. I thought for a second it was the Rocket Ride, but it's not. But it is not. Avatar from Mirrodin and Twilight Dream from Malfurion. Now that is it. I mean, often you see the Tranquility these days, so that is a bit more kind of aggressive and trying to secure kills, especially if there's a lot of enemy melee heroes.
I mean, the usual idea, as you said, the usual idea of Twilight Dream is get those melee assassins silenced so you can easily kill them.
But then the question would be, which melee assassins? Because Misha, you know, I mean, the
way DKT plays, you can also call Jen a melee assassin.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. DKT definitely plays aggressively, and actually, that's what we've seen so far. Is the one kill they've got has been on DKT, punishing that aggression when the Iron Skin was on the cooldown, and because it had been blown up. In fact,
they're coming in here in the bottom. It slept, but immediately woken up by Rainer though. Now DKT is again. Leave her out. One Iron Skin now ready again.
But the nano boost has been used. Can Jay catch up or to find the Ring of Frost? No. So the nano boost opportunity has fallen. And by the way, Illidan was not in hunt range. I think they thought maybe that Illidan might rotate in and bring it to a 5v4, but he was not. He was not in hunt range, and he just wanted to push top with his bruiser camp, where he's going to start getting some serious value there.
Talking about hunt range, we also have the level 10s already picked up by DiVeOrDeLeTe. We already saw the Blessed Shield, Rainer's Radar, anti-nano boost. We also have the Boars, and oh wait, there's Kazakh getting engaged. There's the silence.
Is it enough? It's enough. With the Riptide, might even catch Anna there. No, can't quite get over the wall.
Yeah, they're able to. Yeah, the jump was a bit mistimed, and it would have been over the wall, and might have even actually gotten the Anna. The Boars and the Ring of Frost from Dana this game, so no Water Elemental against Illidan. Then we've got top lane again, the 1v1 between Illidan and Misha, and Rex just standing back and drinking coffee or something along those lines.
Yeah, well, he can't really go too close, otherwise Illidan will punish him. As you say, that Rexar-Illidan matchup is all about Rexar kiting the Illidan and not, and Misha trading blows with Illidan rather than Rexar. Well, the Bruiser camp picked up by Treehouse, who are looking, pretty confident here for the team that, as you say, lost 2-0 to DiVeOrDeLeTe in the division stages.
They just give them currently a very good fight. I would even call them ahead right now in this game, to be fair.
Here's the Blessed Shield, though, onto Junkrat. Ring of Frost to follow, catches onto Mirrodin. Rooted, and the Nano Boost is tearing him apart. But he probably will be able to get out of there. Joanna trying to control Diddley Squad, though. Diddley Squad stayed too long, trying to zone Gina away from Mirrodin, but paid for his life. Paid for it with his life. And Rob, in the meantime, has he died to Misha? No, just about survives on 120 HP. And he's going to stay there to try and soak, but there's no way he can go anywhere near that shrine.
Well, DiVeOrDeLeTe just catched up in experience and also have the 2-mana advantage on the field with channeling both temples. Jay's looking towards mid. There we have a 3v2 as Malf is not in a good spot there.
Yeah, DiVeOrDeLeTe, they like to play aggressive, and DKT seems to lead the charge every time and just get so stuck in. This time doesn't quite catch the Malfurion kill, but it does enough zoning to secure that Dragon Knight.
GG Hawk again coming down here with the Rexar. Getting the string now. Mine coming in transfer as well here now, able to stack himself up very nicely on this Dragon Knight as he got taste of explosions. He's already in 50 seconds.
Yeah, so it's going to be a Dragon Knight rolling top lane. Hang on, this is Reyna's trying to play a
Taking a
bit.
lot of damage there.
Yeah, I think they want to secure these towers. I'm not sure that this fort is going to get them that much, but there aren't any other forts left, so they would have to go for a keep if they didn't come here. The Dragon Knight's still going decent. It's got a quarter of HP life, trying to get the well down, and it will, but they can't get the fort, so they will step back now. And Denka's flanking, thinking about going in.
He's looking for he finds something now. He's more waiting in this bush. See the rotating people.
Yeah, but they sensibly back off, and everyone plays a bit calmer now, thinking not to engage so hard. The DKT pretty far forwards on the map, but chooses to step back, in fact, to avoid any kind of gank attempt. I have to say, both of these teams playing quite aggressively and really showing an understanding of the map and how to rotate and move around as a team, showing a lot of coordination, and that's something I was saying earlier in the quarterfinals. Is some of these Division 4 and 5 teams, you know, yeah, you may think because they're Division 4 and 5 they're not like the highest ranked players, but they show such incredible coordination and like razor sharp execution sometimes, and we saw a lot of times earlier today of like tanks being 100-0'd in a second or something, and you know, great coordination.
It's really a big leap if you compare it towards last week's Rare Cup playoffs. They also showed like the start of those things, of those good combinations, good team plays and stuff, but it just wasn't quite there yet. And here we see it again. Johanna going into behind the fort with the Iron Skin, getting the Blessed Shield, and the nearly 100 to 0 Illidan there.
But not quite. They 100 to 20'd him, and then he was able to friend or foe out just in time. So he'll be okay for now. And of course that's bought Treehouse enough time to get level 16, so they can start dancing as well. The thing is, Illidan is definitely a late game hero, and he's going to be becoming more and more impactful. But at the same time, Jaina's getting closer to her ice block.
Against Anna, just unleash the boards in as well, but Anna going down still. Ring of Frost coming in. The
Ring of Frost was huge with a nano boost on top. It's just immediately deleted Illidan. Even though the ring itself didn't hit him, he still had to just hide to win the blizzard. The Twilight Dream there onto Reyna. Can they catch it on? The Riptire is chasing.
Oh, Riptire! Nice knockback there. Nice penetrating rounds there from Reyna, but Kremen taking a lot of damage there. Moth there with the slow removal to get him out of harm's way.
It's 2 for 1, and DKT still wants to go in. But he doesn't have any HP left or an Iron Skin. He's got to be so careful.
Want the kill? Will they get it? Doesn't look like it right now.
Yeah, for now, no. But I mean, okay, so it was 2 for 1 in favor of Treehouse after all that, because of a nice hunt on Anna by Rob. But still, you still get the feeling that there's a lot of energy still here in DiVeOrDeLeTe. They still want to fight. DKTs are always walking up to the enemy and trying to put pressure. Never.
But now they see Champion in the middle and Kremen in the bottom. Can actually do it. Now, Anchors, limited rotations here.
Yep, they're going to play a bit cautiously. Let's take a look at those level 16 talents while they do. Illidan gone for Fiery Brand, and that one of the ideas of that will be he can shred that Dragon Knight down because it does the percentage damage. So if the enemy gets a Dragon Knight, he's in position to deal with that.
I think it's not only for the Dragon Knight, it's also dealing a lot of damage towards Misha and Rexa, especially as they got the Animal Husband. Currently on 1000 bonus health, 1400. So it also deals more damage towards them.
So maybe they're thinking about killing that Rexar. If they catch the Misha though, probably that'll be a kill onto Misha, yeah, with the roots to follow. But then the Blessed Shield engage, the Ring of Frost on top, onto immediately deleted Greymane. Fish is going to have to get himself out of there. The silence is just about enough to control Jay for now, but not long enough to keep Junkrat alive. And with 2 members already dead, they might be able to catch Dinker as well and make it a 3rd. Yes, they do. What ridiculous damage that comes out here from DiVeOrDeLeTe.
It's another boosted Jano, especially with Icy Veins on level 13 as well. It's just amazing how fast she can burst anything down.
And the silence was a good response to that. to try and control that. But it was too little too late, I think. At that point, most of the team was already dead. And this now they've got 2 siege giants, a bruiser camp, and a catapult pushing onto this keep. This keep is disappearing. The question is, are they going core with this push? Because I think
like
they can.
They're definitely looking at core right now. Illidan is now coming in, Hunt is ready. The rest of the team is not here yet.
Yeah, he goes in for the hunt, try and control Reyna. Can they take him down fast enough?
That's not enough. That is not enough.
It's not enough. Is GG. Game number 1 in this best of 5 goes to DiVeOrDeLeTe.
Well played by both teams, I would even call it. Treehouse Gaming in this last fight was really caught in the back, I would say.
Yeah, I think, yes, they were trying to gank Misha. Well, they were trying to gank anybody. Misha came in, so they thought, well, we might as well get a Misha kill. Why not? But they kind of tilted round trying to catch it, and that enabled Joanna to just flank. And we know, they must know by now that TKT loves that aggressive style, loves to always be all up in their grill. And so they did get punished for that by the Joanna engage.
Joanna engage into the back was just well done, especially with Jaina's well done. Amazing.
Yeah, great stuff from them. So 1-0 up to DiVeOrDeLeTe, but it's by no means over because it is a best of 5. So there's still at least 2 more games, possibly 4, still to come. DiVeOrDeLeTe, by the way, had more bets, more points bet on them in the contest, which is now finished. So people really expected DiVeOrDeLeTe overall and to win, and they did.
They had more bets in total, but like the less numbers, less points in total. More people thought they will win, but they had less points on them.
Ah, okay. But that's, I'll tell you something that suggests to me. I think the core lounge fans who've been around for a long time probably supporting Treehouse Gaming and and trusting them to, because they know Treehouse Gaming have done well over season after season, and so those people have big points to spend, whereas the DiVeOrDeLeTe fans in the audience maybe are newer here and maybe don't have as many points. If you want to know how you get points by watching on this channel, twitch.tv/Heroes Lounge, and you can also get points for following somewhere up there in the ether.
About watching and points, we see the next map already picked, as we see Treehouse Gaming opting towards first pick. This leaves us with the map pick towards DiVeOrDeLeTe, and they decide to go for nothing else than Battlefield of Eternity.
DiVeOrDeLeTe picked Battlefield of Eternity. That's going to be an interesting map because it's certainly quite different, you would have to say, from Drakenshyre and the other maps we've seen.
I mean, looking at the idea of DiVeOrDeLeTe, I guess just they saw on Drakenshyre now that they're able to win those team fights, especially if they catch them in not the best spot. They're able to win those team fights, and that's the main idea of BOE. Just either get the team fight or just have this faster race.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works out for them.
No, Josh, BOE is not an Illidan map. I mean, you can do it as it is a lot of skirmishing, but BOE is too much early game, I would say, for an Illidan.
I think it's kind of you don't often see him on Battlefield. His immortal race is decent if he can just, if he gets free hits on it, but you rarely get free hits on an immortal, and he can't really poke the immortal. He has to be hit there hitting it, so it can be a tough situation for him there. Having said that, I think he could work there if given the right draft and the right situation. But so we might see Treehouse going for something like that.
I don't think DiVeOrDeLeTe will give them the correct draft for this, to be fair.
No, I think not either.
What are you talking about? Every map is another map. Well, yes, but actually no. Anyways, we have both teams in the lobby. We're just waiting for the start of it.
Yeah, so DiVeOrDeLeTe, as I understand it, they won every single match in Division 5 2-0. can they be taken down by another Division 5 team here, by Treehouse? It seems like the odds are stacked against Treehouse coming into this.
I'm actually unsure. I think this map will go over towards DiVeOrDeLeTe, but if Treehouse is able then to get them towards one of their most comfort maps, start winning the map, get the momentum in towards their side, and possibly start a reverse sweep coming in. I think that would be good for them. Just get the momentum towards their side, but just winning a map and then get this bonus energy they have in their favor and use it the correct way.
Yeah, I think Battlefield can be very draft dependent as well, so maybe that's the way they have to play this. But it's not easy. It's not going to be easy for well, it's not going to be easy for either of these teams. Let's be honest. And we saw, like you were saying, Treehouse put up a good fight in game number 1, and there were moments when they really seemed to have the initiative. But it's just that aggression and constant pressure that comes out of DiVeOrDeLeTe that seems to make it so tough for teams who go up against them.
We'll see what happens as they start the game. But anyways, I love the comment of Transparent. DiVeOrDeLeTe are the lumberjacks of Div 5, ready to fill the mighty Treehouse. We're gonna see if that's really the case.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, well, for sure it's gonna be interesting. I think Treehouse shouldn't be. I think what they have to not do is not be too disheartened, because obviously in that game number 1 they did lose, but I think it was close enough that they should feel like they have a bit of energy that they can bring into this, and maybe I think mixing things up with something like an Illidan, not actually Illidan maybe on this map, but something like an Illidan could be the way to go, and just keep things a bit unorthodox, and don't give DiVeOrDeLeTe the kind of openings that they thrive on.
It will be hard. I mean, I don't know exactly what Rob plays. Something along the lines of Zamura else on this map. Definitely doable, especially as Zamura has a lot of race.
I think Samura could be picked up. I think there's a lot of alternatives as well. So yeah, I think we'll have to see how it goes. I think we're almost ready to go into drafting game number 2, and it's best of 5.
I'm behind a big treehouse with Suljin just throwing X's as them. Well.
The chat is saying, because I said something like an Illidan but not an Illidan, the chat is saying Chen, because Chen is Fat Illidan. I'm not sure Chen is Fat Illidan anymore. I think Chen's just sort of a unit.
Can we at some point please have a free agency team called Fat Illidan, and then having a Chen picture?
Oh. That should be done. But I believe... Oh no, I was going to say I think the Fat team's team names have been decided, but I don't think they have. But the Fat team names for the ARAM League have been decided, haven't they? And there's one named after you, I believe. Oh, Samu's disappeared. Sorry, I will carry on. But the draft. So yes, back to the draft away from Fat Samus Aran. Mal'Ganis and Garrosh. Again, obviously, Treehouse don't like going up against that Mal'Ganis. Yes, he's a strong tank, but I've not seen DiVeOrDeLeTe pick him up so far here. But ETC and Li Ming, fairly standard bans for the map, as Joanna and Jaina. I think there's nothing strange about that, because that's what they've been doing again and again by DiVeOrDeLeTe.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Yes, Johanna and Jaina again. Jaina with the setup for the Jaina possibly. But how will Treehouse Gaming this time react towards it? Will they go again with something like the Mafuran? Or more burst healing? Oh, Mafuran again? But then instead say like, you can engage, we can engage too. We take the Nabarak this time.
Yeah, and that's you don't see Anubrak as much these days. I think he can be punished by the right kind of comps, particularly auto attackers, and if he dives too aggressively, he can really suffer. But look, it looks like Treehouse with the Greymane there as well. They're thinking about going full on dive, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see something like a Tracer coming out now from one
I
of the
mean,
later picks.
kind of looks like the last draft with Ilden hunting in and then Grayman following up to get this kill, and then also Murden jumping in. I think over something similar. I'm not sure if it's gonna work out. So it does feel like the Malfurion is not doing too much for you then when you go in like this, because he does not have the burst heal you get because you take a lot of damage from something along the lines of Jaina or Joanna.
So, what do you think about the idea of doing a Tracer here from Fishy, and let's say a Chen from Rob? Would that be? I mean, that's a bit all in, isn't it? But could that work?
I just think Malfurion will be kind of alone then, and Malfurion just dies then. If Johanna walks up to him or something along those lines, and now we've got Sul Chin. We saw him bend a few times against DiVeOrDeLeTe before already, as he was played quite often from them.
I still think, I think yes, you would leave Malfurion alone, but maybe that's fine if the enemy doesn't have any dive. So far, okay, they're not doing that. They're going for something completely different. They couldn't have picked two more different heroes from the ones I said.
I like this pick. I like the Blaze coming in here because you've got some protection for your team as soon as the opponents engage on you, and you need this protection. You've got Greyman, Anabara, KT to go in, kill that one target, and then you have Blaze next to them with the bunker, so they are not taking too much damage. They are getting out for a moment and are able to just come back in after the burst is over.
Speaking of lumberjacks, could this have been an Uther solo lane? They've not gone for it. They've gone for a Thrall in the end. I was just thinking about an Uther solo might have just completely shut down Greymane's idea of engage, but I suppose they would have struggled for Immortal Raise then. And against the Greymane and the Kael'thas, you want to make sure you have some decent Immortal Raise. Let's see.
I'm not sure if they would have struggled with it. Like Suljin, if he gets very low health, as a lot of Suljins do, and he's saved by his team, so no one can really jump on top of him, he can deal massive amounts of damage towards the Immortal.
Let's see what happens, because of course you can. Oh, got some funny effect on your face. Sorry, I've got some. There's some visual effect. Okay, it's fixed. Yeah, so I was going to say we will see what happens, and you can bet on the teams by typing !bet A and a number of points for Treehouse Gaming, or !bet B a number of points for Dive or Delete. And let's see what happens, of course, as we go into game number 2 in this best of 5 series. On the left, in blue, is Treehouse Gaming with Fishy on Greymane, Denka on Anubrak, Eve on Malfurion, Diddley Squad on Kael'thas, and Rob on Blaze.
And to the right side, we have DiVeOrDeLeTe switching a bit off in the roles, as we have this time Crosshair playing the solo lane on the Thrall. GG Hawk, the last game Rex on Soljin, Matt playing his Rhaegar, Jay on Jane. And last but not least, we've got HF DKT on the mid assassin Johanna.
So, the teams are going to go straight to the normal laning setup, 4 down the bot, 1 on top. As Denka's Anubrak takes chunking and he just burrows out of there, safe as houses. It is, of course, Headhunter from Zul'jin. In order to get value from that, he's going to need to get takedowns on everyone, and that might be a crucial factor in this game. Is how stacked can Zul'jin get? This is where the aggression of DKT might allow Hawk Zul'jin to just get stacks, because DKT will just step up and everyone will start, doing some damage to him, and in the meantime, Zul'jin is just stacking his U1 tax at level 1, the baseline quest, and then that should be a way to stack.
See lingering and chill from Jaina. The increased duration onto their chills, and no frostbolt range or fingers of frost as we used to see in the other games. We also see the Headhunter, as you called out. So Zul'jin really going for this late game build. He has massive range as soon as he kills everyone once and has 75 auto attacks in.
Yeah, and that's going to be that's going to be very unpleasant if he stacks it in a reasonable time. And so that's kind of that could be the deciding factor in this game, is how long can they stop Zul'jin from stacking for as he goes up once this Blaze kill, because that'll start him well and truly on his way to that Headhunter. But Thrall's just trying to bait Blaze out a little bit. He doesn't know the Hawk's waiting in the bush. There he goes with the slow and the roots to follow up. Oh, he's been denied, but Rob will be able to get away with the help of his trait.
It's at least if you auto attacks in, now those two people up in the top lane are looking at the siege camp. As we saw in the bottom siege camp, meanwhile taken by Treehouse Gaming. It was just a 4v3.
Greymane's on the way up to top. This could be a 2v2, but it's too late. The camp's already been capped, and that won't allow them to contest. So far, it's fairly even. You know, nothing too extreme has happened. Both teams have done a bit of rotation and not got anything huge out of it, and a camp apiece. And probably both teams are going to go for their Bruiser camp right now. Yes, right on cue they go. And then they'll go to the Immortals. So, one thing that is slightly unusual is Jaina going for Arcane Intellect instead of the Frostbolt talent. I suspect the reason for that is that Greymane, when Greymane and Blaze are on her, you know, that's going to control them a little bit and give her just oh, sorry, that's Arcane Intellect. That's not no. Okay, that's just mana restoration. Yeah, I was confusing it with the level 1 talent, but yes, mana. This should give her more mana to deal with the Immortal, and just keep continuous pressure.
I think it will be on level 7 the Q reduce still, because you just hit this Immortal all the time with your Q then. If there's mana intellect, you get even more mana back. Right now we already see Greymane and Kalphas on the race.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is you can't really leave Greymane racing unattended for too long. Oh, as they jump in looking for Jaina, but she's got the advantage of the Immortal protecting her. Now though, Thrall, he's in a world of hurt. He's got 70 bodies around him. The Beetle's chasing him. Greymane wants the kill. Krasahek, though, with a Wind Fury speed, gets out of there. Nice little escape.
Orc, in the meantime, on the Zul'jin hit the Immortal a bit, and we saw that he got quite low. He used his trait for that one.
So this fight is squaring up around this red Immortal, but it's going to switch now, and that could be the time for them to go in. Apparently, the side of DiVeOrDeLeTe are going to play this a bit more safely and actually give the first Immortal and just get the shield down pretty low. Joanna goes to be a bit of a distraction, but that's nothing too major. I'm slightly surprised because wait, have they won? No way.
150 shield.
Phenomenal stuff, and that's partly down to Joanna's blinding the ball and a little bit of chasing. There was a little brief second when they chased Joanna just to try and scare her off, and that meant they weren't attacking the Immortal that 1 second. But yeah, 150 HP, a narrow win there by DiVeOrDeLeTe.
One auto attack from a Greymane.
Yeah, and of course he was blinded. That's the thing. So, and that blind made all the difference. Otherwise, this would have been. I mean, I thought that Immortal for sure was going over to Treehouse, but apparently not.
Coming in there, really crucial. In the meantime, we see 2 men top.
Yes. Just as I deserve.
Zul'jin trying to stack a bit on this place, but he does not really give him the stacks. Now they're looking again towards the top siege camp, as we see the blue team on the left side. Treehouse Gaming looking towards the bot camp.
I just want to say thank you to Tingle369 who just resubbed and gave me a minor heart attack with the noise that, you know, goes yes. But yeah, great stuff that so many people are subscribing and supporting Heroes Lounge, and we always appreciate it. Let's keep the Heroes of the Storm community alive as they go in for an engage, looking to catch onto Eve, but she used the roots to keep Joanna from chasing, and that's a nice little bait and switch by Eve. At the top lane though, Fishy wants to catch Krasahek. There was a nice stun from Rob to try and stop Thrall from getting away. But there's no more follow-up. And both teams will take a brief sigh and sit back and rejuvenate.
Looking at the build of Zul'jin, we see the Arcanite Access on level 7, which is the build or the talent that we usually see in ARAM games. It is just a hero stack quest. Would have honestly expected to see that auto attack speed increased from his trade.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's surprising because they so far, it seems like DiVeOrDeLeTe haven't been itching that much to fight, and obviously to stack quests like that, you need to be fighting. Headhunter, you know, nobody's died yet into the game, so Headhunter's getting 0 value so far. He hasn't got many U1 attack stacks. His Arcanite axes, yeah, he's got a few, but he's not going to be stacking that much unless they start fighting for prolonged periods. And so far, there's been no indication that DiVeOrDeLeTe are going down that route. So, here goes DiVeOrDeLeTe, going to posture around their Immortal, and the same from Treehouse Gaming. So both teams just trying to play a patient game until the level 10s come rolling in, which is going to be a while yet. Maybe 30-45 seconds, depending on how much they
picked up the Bruiser camp, plays currently clearing the top one and taking top second. Meanwhile, we see bottom of the gen, clearing the camp and taking the object and taking the soak.
Is Jay in trouble there? No, because Crosserhead comes in with a nice root onto Fishy, who has to sit back. And the Living Bomb scares people off again. So, yeah, both teams want to get 10 and they want to clear the Bruiser camps, but the bottom Bruiser camp hasn't been fully cleared. So DKT goes back to it to have another look and secure that. And of course, the level 10s are in.
Astral Healing plus Shield, Tough, Dingo, Ring of Frost, and the Earthquake coming in for the side of DiVeOrDeLeTe.
And it's Phoenix, Cocoon, Twilight Dream, Bunker, and Cursed Bullet coming in for the side of Treehouse Gaming. And here goes the fight that they were looking for. No, again, fairly passive play here from both teams, not wanting to commit too hard. DKT standing far forward as is his way, trying to just create enough zoning pressure. Has the Iron Skin, catches a stun onto Rob, and sits back.
Ooh, this Cursed Bullet coming in. They're all taking a lot of damage with that Earthquake and Ring of Frost as well. Cocoon in the meantime on Anabarak, on Rega. Rutemana is the first one to fall, and now Thrall also very low, but there's one heal from Rega coming in to keep him alive.
That bunker was everything in that fight. Treehouse Gaming so dependent on that bunker to stay alive because the Ring of Frost did huge damage, and they were starting to take some more damage from Zul'jin as well, until they were able to sit in the bunker.
I think that's the main thing they have to do with the draft. Survive the third amount, we burst one target, and then get into this bunker.
It's phenomenal stuff, and now there's going to be another fight potentially, but this time there's no bunker available, although there's also no Ring of Frost and no Ancestral Healing. And of course the Ancestral Healing is what started the fight in the first place, saving Thrall as it did from that hard engage of Blaze.
Oh, we see Thrall and Zul'jin trying to raise down while we have here 4v5 fight on Red Immortal.
Look at this engage from DKT. Without his team, he's just so aggressive. He wants to get the kills, but Crasserhex might not be so indestructible as Joanna is. Maybe a bit of peel there? No, not going to save him for now. So Thrall's gone down. Zul'jin got a bunch of shield off, but it's not enough. This will be an Immortal going over to Treehouse Gaming.
Going over. Treehouse Gaming going towards the top lane.
Yep, and it will start pushing there. There's a decent chunk of XP there, which I suspect Treehouse are trying to get up in time for. Yes, they are. But, of course, Zul'jin can start attacking this Immortal for free now. Should be okay.
The thing with Zul'jin is still he has neither 75 auto attacks or the Headhunter stacks for the increased auto attack range, so Raymond has still a higher auto attack range, and he doesn't use Engage coming in here. There's a Ring of Frost. KT is immediately bursted down now. Eve in a very big trouble. So is Thrall, but Thrall gets Ancestral Healing. Eve going down as well. Blast Shield coming in now for the Greyman, and Greyman taking a lot of damage. So Jin going for the kill. That's the third stack on his Headhunter quest. Now Danker taking a lot of damage and make it 4 stacks for Zul'jin.
That's absolutely beautiful execution there by DiVeOrDeLeTe. First of all, the Ring of Frost was on the money there from Jay to start that whole fight off and catch the kills, put the pressure that, immediately Kael'thas was dead. Then Malfurion fell next, and then they timed the subsequent ults and lockdown to keep chasing and keep securing kill after kill. And basically what's happened there is Treehouse Gaming have won an Immortal, and it's DiVeOrDeLeTe who got the fort out of it.
Yeah, Blaze was not there. Our core on Blaze was not there. Like we saw it in the last fight. Bunker was just so crucial to keep them all alive. It's already the thing I said in the draft. Like you need this bunker to keep people alive. Now we see in the bottom lane here, they brawl 1v2 against Blaze and Greymane.
If he gets out, this is a Christmas miracle. He has lovely escape there from Khasahekt, who looked so out of position, but turns it around and uses the Wind Fury timing well to get out there. And by the way, the other crucial thing about that big fight that we just saw is it gave 4 out of 5 Headhunter stacks to Zul'jin. And so he's only 1 takedown away. I don't know which one it is, because I don't think we can see, can we? He's only 1 takedown away from securing the... Okay, that doesn't help me. From securing the bonus. I don't know. I think that must be Blaze because it was Blaze who was not in the fight, wasn't it? So once Blaze goes down, that's Headhunter stacked.
Blaze missing for Headhunter. Or out of 5 kills, it means 8% bonus damage. Also came close towards the 75 auto attacks for the increased range, but still not very close. 7 out of 15.
He wants to put a bit of pressure there onto a noob. So this is the thing: is if a noob tries to be too ballsy, too up in the face, then that's just Zul'jin stacks for free, basically. So that's why they're being very careful on the side of Treehouse about when to go in. As they sit back now, and they're just waiting for everything to be cleared in the top lane before they go and take the fight. You see, they're sensibly not going anywhere near this Zul'jin before they have to. Icy Veins from Jaina at level 13, by the way, so we might see a serious burst potential again from Jay. Rhaegar going basically for full lightning shield build as well, so that's nothing too surprising there.
Especially with the level 16, he will be able to heal himself quite a lot as soon as the damage increases and he's getting healed out of 30% of the damage. Keep in mind, he also has 2 lightning shields then.
Yeah, exactly. Although, here's a route
on engage on the route, but no.
They decided they couldn't get any more there. But they still have to contest his Immortal. The thing is, the Immortal race is still being won fairly comfortably by Treehouse Gaming, so the fight has to be taken here by DiVeOrDeLeTe. And here the positioning of the Immortals is not good for them because it's kind of forcing them to retreat in an awkward position. Now Joanna goes back in with half HP, but the Ancestral is perfectly timed. The Ring of Frost, though, hits onto 2 members, Malfurion included. Can they get the kill onto Greymane? He can probably hide in the bunker in time. Thrall, though, Thrall's falling so low, and he's gone down, but with a Nubrak dead as well, maybe there's a chance for kills here. Fishy starting to run away.
1 for 1 trade so far, 2 for 1. Dusting goes out. Rob on the run on this Blaze. Nice.
And
30 laps, but not enough.
And that's the Headhunter. The Headhunter's done now. Now Zul'jin's going to start being more of a threat. And by the way, he got another bunch of stacks on his baseline quest as well. So he's 2/3 done on that in terms of getting the permanent upgrade. That's 75.
Yeah. 50 out of 75. Getting all those 150 auto attacks in total in the end will give him a massive boost as well with Arcanite access. Let's not take the... You want X talent on or the Twin Cleave talent on level 16, so no bonus stacks for him there. Prefers to go for the auto attack speed to be able to kill them faster.
Yeah, so I think it's just looking very nice here for DiVeOrDeLeTe now. Now this Zul'jin's starting to ramp up and up and up, and it's going to become a real problem for, particularly for a Nubarak actually, who can't, at some point, with the range of Zul'jin, he's not going to be able to go anywhere near the enemy team, because Zul'jin will cut him into pieces. And by the way, this Immortal is still very healthy, and it's pushing on the bottom keep.
Yeah, the shield is not even down yet. It is about to go down though. First bullet coming out into the Jaina. Jay taking a lot of damage there, but he's just fine.
Yeah, I think they're playing fairly cautiously on DiVeOrDeLeTe, but there's a bigger engage from Anubrak. Tries to catch on to Joanna. The Ring of Frost again, though, causing so much damage. And Jaina's got her Icy Veins going, and she's trying to kill Anubrak in time. Yes, he's the first to fall, and maybe they're going for more here. Blaze has to jump out of there. The Immortal, by the way, still going there with half HP, knocking on that core.
As Jin now coming back in. Wanted to not keep on going for a short moment, but he also has full stacks to let the killing begin. So he gets another 4% movement, 4% attack speed there. Score on 35%. And they're retreating right now.
I'm surprised by that because I sort of think they could have ended, but now Blaze is starting to chase. Maybe they can get some turnaround because they've chosen not to go too far because they still don't have an Ubrak. But you know, I just got the feeling with 35% there, and a Zul'jin and a Thrall, I sort of think they could have ended there.
Since it did not end yet, it definitely gives them a possibility. Just go for the backdoor during the next Immortal phase.
That's true, although by then, of course, it'll have 50% shield back, so it's not this. It's not quite the same. However, you're right in that it's kind of a high risk, high reward play to go for the core, to go all in for the core, and this way they don't lose anything in a sense by retreating, except that they're giving space and time to Treehouse to maybe get back into this game. But obviously, if they're feeling confident about how the game's going, they don't have to press any advantage.
Yes, but it also gives them the ability, when they feel like it's starting to fall apart, then they could go for a backdoor. So that's like the main thing I wanted to say. Right now they do not have the need to go for it, especially as top lane is also only to keep standing. If they get a good shield Immortal in for the next fight, this will also help them a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy in the Twitch chat about whether that should have been a game call or not, and I think it seems like the balance of opinion is on our side. But of course, it's so easy to say, when it's other people's game on the line, to say go for game because you can get it. But it's a potentially risky play in it, and when you're in that tournament situation, the pressure can really make you feel like we want to play safe and consolidate. TKT goes up front, tries to put pressure onto an Ubrak, sits back now. Zul'jin very far back, not wanting to be anywhere near that potential engage from Blaze and Noob.
Both teams, or at least the DiVeOrDeLeTe closing towards 19, they will be faster if we look at the race towards 20. You can also play for that. Also, they have top lane still a Bruiser Camp running towards the keep wall, which will give them some extra pressure up there.
There's the Earthquake. Can they finish an Ubrak in time? Lovely Ancestral onto the Ice Block. Jaina keeps her fully alive. And yeah, the bunker's up, so they will just disengage and say, right, we're going to fight again in a second when you don't have bunker. And by the way, we've got Ring of Frost, so you better be careful. In goes Joanna looking for the lockdown. Can she catch onto Eve? The Ring of Frost there onto Eve. Catches her. Can they finish off the Malfurion? Is she going to go down? The Taz Dingo. Can they catch Kael'thas? Looking to catch the 170 HP, and he's gone down as well. This is starting to look like a disaster here for Treehouse Gaming.
Barra going down, and so does Greyman as well. That's again 4 kills for the side of DiVeOrDeLeTe, and now they're looking to go for the Immortal.
I'm surprised, I'm surprised they're not just going straight to the core, but yeah, okay, they finally realised what's going on, that they can just walk core here with everyone dead, and that looks like game number 2. But that fight started off with the Ice Block Ancestral save onto Jaina, which was so important, because that could have gone the other way. If Jaina dies there, that's it. So beautiful save onto Jaina.
Yeah, Jaina's save was very necessary there. Also, all the game which determined if Treehouse Gaming win or lose a team fight was mainly the Blaze. If the Blaze was there to throw in a bunker so they can stay alive for the first start of the burst, they won the team fight more or less. But as soon as they had no bunker up, they lost the team fight. Or as soon as Blaze was not there.
Yeah, and I think they to credit DiVeOrDeLeTe, they were so aware of that, and they were so aware that as soon as Blaze wasn't there, that was the weakness, and or for bunker to be on cooldown, and they were they learned to play around, because the first team fight they did lose to that bunker, and then after that they wised up and they said, like, when we now know we need to not play if Blaze bunker is available. But that means they're 2-0 up on the side of DiVeOrDeLeTe. But Treehouse Gaming are not out yet, because it is a best of 5 series, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Looking at the talents from last game, we also saw the Earthcrest Pyramid level 16 from Rega, so just going for more slows. And also in Rega Engine, we saw the Storm Shield coming in for both of them. Getting those double shields in if there would have been more fights, would have just made sure that no one of them dies so fast.
Yes. I'm just going to just check what's going on. So, do we know where we're going for game number 3?
We've got first pick chosen by Treehouse Gaming, and now it's on the side of DiVeOrDeLeTe if they want to go to which map they want to go. Which maps are left open, Karis?
That's a great question. Let's get it up on screen. The maps that are left open are Cursed Hollow, Infernal Shrines, Towers of Doom, and Volskaya Foundry. So that could be. The chat are asking if you believe in reverse sweep, by the way.
Yes, I do. I believe in a lot of things, and this is one of them.
So next map, I mean, I don't know yet. We don't know what the teams are doing, but it'll be. We will see shortly, I think.
I don't like it that it's again on the choice of DiVeOrDeLeTe which map they want to play. Kind of would have loved to see Treehouse Gaming going for the map pick, just saying which map they feel comfortable on, bringing DiVeOrDeLeTe towards the map they feel comfortable on to show them how they can really play the game. Because I feel like BOE and Dragon Shadow were not really comfortable maps for them.
No, I sort of agree actually, and I'm not sure what they're doing with that first pick. Is it has it gained them some big drafting advantage? I'm not sure it has. They got the Grey Main in a lot most of the time actually, didn't they? So, the Grey Main for the Battlefield of Eternity. Yeah, okay, that's a great race, and they got a little bit of value out of that. But when Joanna's there as well in response, and I'm not 100% convinced. Haft in the chat asking, are we not tired from all this casting? I would say I am. How about you, Samu?
Not really. I just had a coffee for this series, so I'm good to go.
I've not had any coffee, so I'm. But I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I've got my water. Yes, but we do it for the love of Heroes of the Storm and keeping this competitive side of Heroes of the Storm well and truly alive. And we also thank you to everyone who's still watching. And of course, if you're not following Heroes Lounge, you can follow it somewhere in the ether up there. And then also you can join our Discord, which is by typing !Discord. And if you want to sign up for the next season of Heroes Lounge, season 11, if you can believe such a thing, it's been going on a long time. Talk about being tired. Then definitely check out heroeslounge.gg. Well, I know Haft in the chat has played in Heroes Lounge before, but
yes, X-Men Mark sign up will get you towards the guide for the sign up.
There you go. Even better.
Playing.
And yeah, it's got all the information about how you can sign up as an individual or a team, and it's just quite fun. And I think the best thing to do is if you've got a team of friends and you can get together and form a team. That is really cool. But you don't have to have any friends. If you're a loser, you can also join. I'm only joking. You can join as a free agent and get matched with an existing team, or you can have a look on a Discord for teams that are recruiting, and it's a great way to make friends actually. So it's definitely a great community. And by the way, it's not just in Europe; it's in North America. And you know what's coming up tonight, Samu?
Draw!
Yes, that's right. The NA Playoff Draw Show, where the groups for the NA Playoff Draw. The groups for NA Playoffs will be drawn by, I think, a random dice roll, but there might be some fancy machinery involved.
We're not sure. There could be some tiny balls involved. We're not sure.
There you go, Yosh pointing out in the chat. If you go far enough, if you join and do well enough, you too can be casted after an exhausting day in the grand final. It's tough for the teams. I tell you what, it is. We were talking about it being tiring for the casters, but it's tiring for the teams because they play from 1 p.m. CT until potentially 6, 7, 8. because depending on how well they do, of course, and it does. It's tough, and there's no denying that.
I mean, we also like casted 4 games. Teams play 2 games. It's for all of us. It's exhausting, but well, teams are also thinking about it, how to improve this. But if any one of you has an idea how to get this improve, go towards the Discord #feedback and suggestion channel if you have any idea how to do it better for everyone.
There you go. Yosh is saying in the chat, by the way, he's got no friends, but he's got a piece of plastic for having won a cup in Heroes Lounge, and that's all the friends you need. Right.
It's not any plastic. It's the highest quality plastic.
It's the highest quality plastic. So, all that being said, we are going to Infernal Shrines for game number 3 in the best of 5. This could be potential match point if DiVeOrDeLeTe win it, as they win the Heroes Lounge Epic Cup. However, in their place, hoping to stop them, will be Treehouse Gaming, I get the impression they've almost been there both games so far, and they just kind of just quite haven't got the edge, but yeah, we'll see if for sure as we go into the draft for game number 3.
Infernal Shrines, the most played map in Heroes Launch. In the Division 4 and 5, looking at the stats, it's first with 104 games in total, and second is BOE, even surprisingly, with 70 games.
BOE? I did not expect that, I'll tell you that. I
And
thought
Volskaya is
Volskaya
third with 67. It was very close between those two. But anyways, looking at the bands again, we see 2 tanks blend up. Morganis, we talked about it already a bit. Good tank, especially on the higher levels of play. ETC as well, currently most played tank together with Johanna. There she goes as well. And Rhaegar, the person who saved Jay, or not even Jay, a few people of DiVeOrDeLeTe in the last game.
Yeah, I think the Rhaegar was a crucial factor there for DiVeOrDeLeTe. We saw some huge saves. First pick's coming up. What are they going to target? I guessed. Okay, I was not guessing that. I'll tell you what, I'll be honest and say that's not what I guessed. I was thinking maybe a Kael'thas because it's more for the Shrine Clear. But Jaina, of course, still has Shrine Clear as well. And denies it away from DiVeOrDeLeTe, who was so impactful with it last game.
It's not only last game, like they won 2 games in a row with Jaina, having very nice plays off the Jaina players.
And
so
to be honest, also in the semi-final as well. So actually 3 or 4 games in a row now.
Yeah, picking it away from them just shows the respect for their Jaina player, picking this first pick.
So that makes sense. That makes sense why they've done that. What's next here? I mean, I think the Junkrat's solid, and we've seen Jay on Junkrat be again impactful all day in the semis as well.
Yeah, and Junkrat is paired with Mafurn, so getting the science in to maybe counter Jane.
Also, you can potentially aim your concussion mines into the Malfurion roots, or the Malfurion roots on the end of the concussion mines, depending on your positioning, and that can be so nasty as to displace and then kill somebody. That can be such a devastating force.
You can also have 3 traps and then concussion mine them into those 3 traps, from one to another.
Yeah.
Anyways, we see Garrosh Crayman as the next 2 picks from Treehouse Gaming.
And don't forget, you can bet on these teams to bet on who you think will win by typing !bet A and a number of points to bet on Treehouse Gaming and !bet B and a number of points to bet on DiVeOrDeLeTe. And so far, most people have been betting on DiVeOrDeLeTe in all 3 games. So I would be surprised if that trend changes, but that means you've got more of a chance to kind of buck the trend and win big potentially on points if you bet against the favourites.
Need to say, I really like the Crayman pick out of Treehouse Gaming. It just denies it from the side of DiVeOrDeLeTe. So we see Skelfos and Anna being the next two bands, and now we've got again the Zul'jin coming in from GT Hawk.
Combined with the Arthas, which is the response to the Greymane, and that's the danger, I suppose, of picking up your Greymane, is that Arthas can potentially punish it, and also Arthas can get on Garrosh's nerves as well. That's actually quite a tough team to engage on as well, because you've got Arthas and Malfurion to be just roots around, and in the meantime, Zul'jin and Junkrat going poke, 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 and yes, I think that's going to be a little bit tough, and that's the Sonya and the Anduin to round off the comp for Treehouse Gaming.
What would be the last pick out of DiVeOrDeLeTe? Right now, I already like the draft, to be fair. On the other hand, we also have some things, like Eve with the Anduin now.
I
possibly
think
going for some plays again.
I think something like a Dehaka even, or a Lyric, something that can clear shrines in solo lane. Imperious, a reasonable middle ground, I guess. He's got a bit of engage to him as well as being able to solo lane. Nice.
Imperious with the last patch to him, which buffed him quite a bit. I think Imperious is currently one of the top solo laners. He's just not recognized so much from the people. He has a lot of amount of damage for a solo laner. If you think about it, you can even put Imperious as a melee assassin into the foreman because of his damage.
Yeah, so he's definitely a real force to be reckoned with. I just want to briefly comment, viewers at home, maybe I'll show them, but the portrait game is on point from both of these teams. So there you go. So great portrait play, and I always respect that. But after portrait play comes in-game play, and for that we need to introduce the teams. On the left, in blue, make some noise for Treehouse Gaming with Fishy on Greymane. We have Denka on Garrosh, Diddly Squat on Jaina, Rob on Sonya, and Eve on Anduin.
And to the right side, for the possibly last time, we've got DiVeOrDeLeTe. 2-0 in the lead so far. We've got Krassehecht playing Imperious, Jay on Junkrat, Matt on Malfurion, Hawk on Zul'jin again, and DKD playing Arthas.
Garrosh throws the Arthas immediately. Oh my days, he's getting torn to pieces by that Jaina. He can't get out of there. But neither can Garrosh.
1-for-1 trade.
A lovely little,
first
that's a lovely little trade there from both of these teams. Seeing the exposure of the tanks and just tearing them to pieces. And I really respect the coordination of these teams that can get these tanks down. The difference for me is Zul'jin has Headhunter, and of course you want tanks. So the kill on Garrosh gives a stack to DiVeOrDeLeTe, whereas it doesn't give a stack to anyone on Treehouse Gaming really. It gives a little bit of Jaina Frost Quest that I've forgotten the name of. There's the roots again onto Greymane.
There's also mine right behind him, so he cannot just walk the fastest way back to base, and cannot walk at all because there's an Arthas in his face.
That's just cruel and unusual punishment. Like to root somebody and then put a concussion mine behind them and say, no, you can't walk away even once the route is finished. You've got to walk around and take more Zul'jin punishment. And by the way, he's on 2 out of 5 heads into the stacks.
It's only starting to get more and more. He also got more U1X stacks compared towards the last game.
Yeah, I think because it's more of a map where you can have team fights, and that's why I was slightly surprised by the Zul'jin in the last game, but eventually he got value. And I think in the early game he was struggling for stacks a bit, and it's only after they had a few good team fights that he got up and running. But here, Garrosh could throw Arthas into trouble there, but he chose to throw him away and not invite him in for tea.
I mean, it's the Arthas. You don't really want to throw in the Arthas. It's just...
Yeah, but I was sort of thinking, could he throw him towards the fort and then they just have a line of people just body blocking him? But I suppose then he does have friends, and that might have been trouble as well.
It's unstoppable.
Yeah, indomitable to avoid the route, but that's got a pretty juicy cooldown, 45 seconds, whereas the Alpha's route will be back up already. And there's a Junkrat trap there that Gorosh has to think about as well.
Yeah, this 40 seconds on Indomitable is definitely recognizable compared to other cooldowns. Same with the Stitches hook. Other things. It's just a nice cooldown trade if you compare it towards the glance.
Exactly, yeah. It's and Garrosh, you know, he needs that Indomitable because otherwise he's going to get buffeted about by Junkrat and Arthas and Malfurion. It's just so much like so much rooting, let's say, on the side.
Oh, Kazek not in a good spot, but there's no throw from Garrosh.
No, and I think he's doing all right there. Hang on, careful. Got to be careful about these Junkrat mines. The thing is, they mine Garrosh away there, but if he gets mined in, I think he might be in just as much trouble. Throws Arthas in though. Arthas in the blizzard with the runes on top. Surely DKT is not alive here, and no, he's gone down. And with no counter kill and response this time, maybe that's going to give Treehouse a window in.
Yes, now backing off, tapping the fountain just to be able to re-engage. Then they also have Sonya. And Sonya loves to spin to win on the point. We all know that. Root stun for Garrosh, but Garrosh staying alive so far. A lot of damage against Imperius. Imperius taking a lot of damage. Down 200 HP, and there he goes down as well.
He eventually falls, yeah.
2-4-0 so far in favor of Treehouse Gaming. Is this the game where they're going to come back?
I certainly hope so, because we can go on for a longer series. Arthas goes in. He wants to catch on to Rob, to just kind of control the Sonya. 24 Shrine Skeletons apiece, but DKT's getting thrown in again. He's got to stop doing that because Garrosh is going to punish him every time. And when there's a Jaina Blizzard on the end of it, Arthas can't really handle it. And to be honest, even when he gets Army of the Dead, he's not going to be able to handle that.
At this time, he is playing Arthas, one of the tanks which can be easily punished by Garrosh compared to what's Jaina. Jaina just gets thrown in. She's just like, well, nice, I'm gonna press Iron Skin, I'm gonna walk out. But that's not working for Arthas so far. Especially not without level 7, when he gets this Iceborne Fortitude to be able to get this 25 armor, get this reduced sun slows and roots.
Yeah, so that is that he is picking up Icebound Fortitude now, but you know that's not necessarily going to save him from how much displacement Garrosh is providing. I think DKT might have to give up some of his signature aggression in this game if he's going to survive against that Garrosh comp, because Denka's Garrosh is looking pretty terrifying at this point, and he's got to be careful about being thrown into that Jaina damage.
It's not only the Garrosh, it's also all the follow-up he has, especially as soon as they hit level 10 with the possible cursed bullet. This is just going brutal at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be devastating for anyone who gets thrown in. And I think Arthas' idea at the moment, DKT's idea, is let Arthas get thrown in so that nobody else is getting thrown in. Because that's the other thing about Garrosh is, once his throw is down, I would say he's a pretty unscary tank. Like, once he's thrown somebody, he's kind of got nothing. So, at that point, everyone can storm in on the side of DiVeOrDeLeTe, and that could be a problem.
It's also one of the reasons why a lot of, or at least I like to use Garrosh on level 6 in the corner, because without his throw, he does not feel like a Garrosh anymore.
Bye, Sonya. You've been rooted twice and torn to shreds by Zul'jin. And that's 3 out of 5 on the Headhunter right now. What I like as well is that they're going for different ganks each time to secure that Headhunter stacking. Not, you know, they're not just ganking the same person over and over again.
And they're only missing Anduin and Jaina for the Headhunter stacks.
Yeah, and I think if ever there's a team fight that is properly lost by Treehouse, it'll be Anduin and Jaina who are dying. So that's going to be, you know, I think those kills will come in time. It's just a matter of how much time they can store for. Water Elemental picked up by Jaina. Anduin going for Holy Word Salvation, not for Light Bomb here. That's interesting because Riptire can interrupt it, but maybe the idea is you tank the Riptire with it, and then it's a response to Riptire, I suppose. Although you've got to be careful that Imperius could still skewer it.
Yeah, we were looking on the side of DiVeOrDeLeTe. The main interrupts we have is Junkrat Mine, Junkrat Riptire, Arthas has nothing, Sujin has nothing, Mofurn has his ultimate, he took the Twilight Dream, and then we have Imperius with Impale, and that's it. So, it'd be hard to stop all of those coming in, but at least tank away one or two of them would be really good for them in team fights.
Oh, Arthas has just been thrown into the towers and taunted there with a blizzard on top. Surely that's the end of him. He presses his army as well. That's a bit unfortunate because his army's on cooldown, as well as him being dead for 20 seconds. That's not ideal there for DKT. He's really struggling with this Garrosh. Denka's Garrosh is looking so terrifying right now, and DKT must feel like he can't really walk anywhere, and that's a bit of a problem. I think the approach he needs to take is just sit back and let them come to him, and then they've got, you know, the roots. They've got the Malfurion roots, they've got the Junkrat traps, and of course then all the poke damage from Sul'jin and Junkrat. And I think that might be a better way to play it.
It's always one of the things you have to watch out on the heroes with ultimates like the Army of the Dead, or even like your with the heal. You don't want to pop it always before you die, just because it's such a long cooldown. Urel has 2-minute cooldown, and if you are only 20 seconds there, it's not always worth to pop the ultimate just to stay alive for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Now they're going in. They're going to try and push here. Look, Jenkins immediately running in, trying to catch Arthas. Gets him again. Has the taunt. The silver bullet on top. The Riptide is coming out though to try and provide some zoning. Arthas still alive with the help of his Icebound Fortitude. Sits back for now.
Army of the Dead now out as well to get him healed up again. He's looking for an engage here.
Yeah, because there's no Warlord's Challenge anymore, and there's no Cursed Bullet. But he'll be okay for now. And oh, will Garrosh be okay though?
Out there.
Double rooted and stunned. Eve saves him with a lovely pull, but that is a long cooldown that's been used there by Eve. As Imperius has to pop his shield to stay alive, tries to tank everything that's coming out from Greymane and Gina, and just about survives there.
Yes, and meanwhile we've got Sonya falling. Imperius' ultimate, not all of the shields were gone, so he was able to reactivate it and dealt a lot of damage with it.
Yeah, it was beautiful plays by Krasahekt on the Imperius to try and to kind of really play on the edge there, because, you know, 200 extra damage and he's dead. But if he plays a bit more passively, then the enemy wouldn't have died. So he's really pushing the limits of the hero, and he's clearly simply a player who knows how to play Imperius. So great stuff there as Arthas goes in, looking to get thrown by Garrosh again, maybe. But for now, they're going to play a bit more safely and sit back. Still though, only 3 out of 5 on the Headhunter, because they still haven't got the Jaina or the Anduin, who are playing a bit more cautiously and making sure they don't get picked. It's very much battle of the frontliners this game, and it's the frontliners who are dying, isn't it?
Yeah, right now it's really hard depending on frontliners.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see how they respond to that. I think, like I say, Arthas needs to play a bit more passively. Imperius, Krasahekt did a great job of doing that. It's such a tough line to walk. The roots again. Now you see, now DKT is doing something a bit more cautious. He's baiting them in and then running away and letting them follow him into trouble. But they've sniffed it out and they've not died there. They've not bitten on the bait.
Right now we see Bruiser Cam from both teams started. One lane Junkrat defending, pushing the wave a bit.
Yep, both teams going for that Bruiser Camp. That's going to roll in the top lane, and I like the timing here from DiVeOrDeLeTe. Oh, you're going to play a bit patiently. And maybe they can go in now. Yes, both teams have Bruiser Camps going top. Arthur's been thrown in and taunted. Can he survive? No. And immediately that's the same blow up they're doing on Arthur again.
And Gina going down in the meantime, so 1 for 1 crit so far. silence coming out there from Malfurin.
Yep, so the Imperious steps back to 1-for-1. Lovely, lovely. And by the way, another heads in the stack. Yes, this is the grand final, to whoever just asked in the Twitch chat. This is the grand final. And by the way, it's a best of 5, so if DiVeOrDeLeTe win this, they win the Heroes Lounge Epic Cup for Season 11. And Classic goes in, but wow, the Cursed Bull has done so much damage. He doesn't have his ult available to survive, and he just got torn to pieces there by the incredible burst damage from Greymane and Sonya. And now Garrosh is looking for more, but Hawk sensibly steps back.
Very good kill for the side of Treehouse Gaming. This will make them able to take this a lot of minutes on their shrine at least. As we just saw DKT coming back from the spawn. Junkrat also top lane right now, already defending this camp. So they're probably giving it up for now.
Yep, so this Punisher does go over to Treehouse Gaming, who are starting to look gradually in charge of this game with the help of Denka's Garrosh, which is just so dominant right now. In fact, if DKT gets slowed or stunned here, this could be another kill. Denka's really running in, trying to create space for this Frozen Punisher to do some work. And by the way, this will be the 3rd fort in favor of Treehouse Gaming.
This game really looking strong in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Treehouse looking, certainly very coordinated. Like when somebody gets out positioned, they get blown up by Greymane and Jaina. Again, look how hungry DiVeOrDeLeTe are for a fight. They're running very aggressively at it, and they don't have a particularly strong incentive to do it. They just like to fight and like to take the fight to them. The problem is if Garrosh keeps finding them out with throws and stuns and taunts, then eventually they will just lose the game.
Was right now so far all Treehouse Gaming get was due to very good kills with the Garrosh, getting out those throws into taunts, into Crush's Bullet and Jaina Burst. It's just incredible.
I think DKT want to contest this, by the way, and goes, the DiVeOrDeLeTe going in. The taunt, can they interrupt this? They can't, so the Riptire... Oh yes, they've just waited it! They've waited it out, and Andy would have been blown up by the Riptire after all that. Rob's going to have to start spinning out there, but the Junkrat Mine might control him, but lovely into the fray from Garrosh to save him.
But Garrosh going down in return. This will be Headhunter completed for Zul'Jin. He also changed the talent build a bit, this time taking wrong place, wrong time on level 16. So going for more stacks and a bit more damage rather than the attack speed.
So I think those particular kind of shapes of fight favor DiVeOrDeLeTe when they're in that tight, closed space because, okay, yes, of course, Riptide gets more value, and of course, Imperius can skewer some more people, but actually, it's more about that. It's more about that. When Arthas runs in, he's already in, so Garrosh can't really throw him in anymore and isolate him from his team because everything's so tightly packed. And now that the Headhunter's stacked, it's going to be... Zul'Jin's going to become pretty fearsome and start putting some serious pressure onto Garrosh whenever he steps up looking for trouble.
Not looking at those stealing away those spirits I can. Also see here set up from Junkrat 2 mines and 2 traps in 1 mine. So no one can enter this pit without being seen.
Yeah, so like smart zoning plays there from Jay on Junkrat. J-Krat. So they're now going to get their own bruiser camp perfectly timed as the shrine starts. They're just waiting it out, and they'll get it rolling at a time when Sonya won't be able to clear it, which is now.
Garrosh again waiting here to catch the first person running into him.
But they're surely going to sniff that out, yeah, with the roots. This time they throw in Imperius, but he's been taught. Where's Imperius gone? He's been absolutely deleted. Arthas has his army out, though. The Riptire will interrupt the Ethel, so they can start running into it. But the problem is, oh, there's the roots onto Eve. Can Arthas catch up? The army is starting to run out. There's not many ghouls left because Jaina's cleared most of them. And they're going to have to turn around because they're 4v5 and get out there.
5-4. Treehouse Gaming getting the kill, and DiVeOrDeLeTe still trying to go in immediately, first of it. So now they've got Junkrat poking in, and with his endless nades on level 16. If he hits those heroes, he will be able to poke even more. Like he's falling back a bit.
Yeah, and now they are going for sure to get this next Punisher on the side of Treehouse Gaming. Yes, okay. There's a slight sort of redeeming feature. You have the fort taken at the top lane by DiVeOrDeLeTe, but it's, you know, that's not really compensation for a Punisher that's going to be pushing on a keep with no fort in front of it. And both teams will be level 20 by then, I suspect. In fact, that's what Treehouse are waiting for now. They're just leaving it on 39 until they get the 20. But the problem is, if they do this too much, this allows not a window to steal the Punisher, of course, but a window to engage here by DKT, which is what he's doing here. Looks for the roots onto Garrosh, and just destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. As the Junkrat Riptide goes in, just for fun.
And on the side of Junkrat, we see again the Cannonball. I would have loved to see the cooldown reduce on level 20 for the Riptire, because if you hit 3 people, you will have the cooldown back immediately.
Can we also talk about the anti-magic shell from Arthas, who's said, look, I'm tired of being thrown in and blown up all game. Now I've got anti-magic shells. When I get thrown in, I'm going to press anti-magic shell, and I'm not going to take any damage from Jaina. And so then how do you like them apples? The problem is, if he's CC'd 100-0, if he's taunted, that's not going to help him. And of course, it's not going to help him with the Greymane damage either. So we'll see, but I think it should be enough.
I think also it should be enough, because if Jaina tries to burst him, he's getting healed up by it actually, by 25% of this damage. So...
Yep. Level 20s are in now, though, as well for Treehouse Gaming. Garrosh going for the Titanic Might, which is going to throw 2 people in. That may be potentially to throw the Garrosh and the Imperius into the Blizzard. So maybe they're thinking, if we don't kill Arthas, at least we're killing Imperius in that initial engage. Hunter's Blunderbuss, of course, for Greymane. That's going to provide so much annoying damage onto both Arthas and Imperius when they're at the front line. And, of course, it will splash onto the shrine.
I would have kind of been happy to see the Jillian Roulette, just to reduce the cooldown of the Curse Ball and even hit 2 or even 3 people if they're lining.
So the chat was saying the Infinite Tire, as you were saying. I mean, that would have been, I think that could have been potentially nice for like long range poke. But the thing is, they've got, like, he has the what's it called at level 16?
And the endless nades,
yeah.
Yeah, you can always make executions for endless nades plus cannonball, but just having a Riptire around nearly all the time around this shrine to stun the opponents off of it.
I do agree, in particular because of the Anduin, who's the Holy Word Salvation. Everyone's clumping up for that, and they're using they're using that to tank the first Riptire. Well, then if there's another Riptire coming in on the top of it because every 5 member was in there, then you know that could be pretty annoying for sure.
Yeah, that would be like one of the ways to counter the whole World Salvation in this game, to be fair. Hey, we're gonna tank the Riptire with this one. Well, what is if there is another Riptire coming in, or even 2, or even 3?
Yeah, and each time there's going to be fewer and fewer resources. And yes, you know, Imperius is dying in the fights, or Garrosh is dying in the... Sorry, or Arthas is dying in the fights, but eventually those backliners can't handle that annoying Junkrat Riptire damage. But...
yeah, the thing is, with hitting level 20, also Imperius got another possibility to stay alive with the Imperius getting 75 spell armor for 3 seconds and being unstoppable. It also help him a lot to at least be able to pop this angelic ornaments when he's thrown in.
Both teams going to the top lane, going to clear, and oh, well, hang on, it looks like DiVeOrDeLeTe wants to get set up early on this shrine and get a nice position. Look how far DKT is forwards as well. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about this Garrosh throw idea. He's saying, look, I know you've been doing it to me all game. I may have died 5 times, but this time I've got anti-magic shell, and this time you're going to die in the process if you throw me in. But Garrosh can throw 2 people. Throws the Arthas in. Caddy presses anti-magic shell. He's doing pretty well for now. In comes the Riptire. Oh, Jaina's immediately been blown up. This is a pretty rough situation here. They're chasing for more, trying to catch Fishy. DKT's just relentlessly chasing, but he's falling pretty low himself, and he doesn't have the anti-magic shell available. But with so many members falling on Treehouse Gaming, this looks pretty bad here. It looks like it might be even GG, but at least it's a Punisher and probably a keep.
Yeah, with Imperialism over and already heading towards lane, preparing the way for the Punisher. This is... Sure. I don't think they're able to end it yet, quite yet. And if they get a kill while taking the keep, I think they're able to end.
They've deliberately taken their time taking the Punisher. I'm not sure that was such a good idea. I sort of think they might have been better off just ramming the Punisher, getting it as soon as possible, and getting it ramming on the keep before the members of Treehouse have even respawned. But instead what they've gone for is more, get a camp going as well with it. And yes, they've got a big juicy wave and a big juicy camp and the Punisher, but now they've given a window here for Treehouse Gaming to respawn, and maybe that's what Treehouse Gaming need. Oh, the Junkrat mine onto Fishy, but the Anduin save, but it's not enough because the Mortar Punisher has finished the job with the help of Zul'jin, and that's a kill already, and that's looking a very rough situation here for Treehouse.
Yeah, right. Now Punisher hitting the keep, and he's still on 80% health, and they're currently chasing down the Jaina. It's never a kill for them, but there's the taunt against Arthas, but it's not enough. There's just no damage anymore to kill him. And now there's the GG even called already. Yeah, they're just looking at the core.
Yeah, this is huge. This is huge. This looks like it's going to be game. It looks like it's going to be the Heroes Lounge Epic Cup, and it is going over to DiVeOrDeLeTe. GG, well played. It's a 3-0 from them.
Yeah, DiVeOrDeLeTe. Diving did not dive, but they deleted. 3-0 against Treehouse Gaming.
3-0, huge stuff from DiVeOrDeLeTe. I mean, yeah, they just looked phenomenal all throughout the tournament, and you've got to say that they looked so devastating. What I like about their win here, in particular, is that basically DKT was feeding all game. I mean, in the sense of, they kept going into that Garrosh combo and getting blown up and blown up. Arthas died 5 times, most of them in the early game. But it didn't matter because resources were committed to kill Arthas. And in the meantime, they were getting value in different ways. Yes, Treehouse had a very good opportunity to win the game here. But it just wasn't enough ultimately, and
I really think Treehouse would have needed to close it out earlier in the game, because we saw them being dominant. I mean, yes, the first 3 Punishers spawning top, mid, bottom was not very lucky for them, as they got all those 3. If there might have been 2 on top, mid, or bottom, they would have probably got a keep. But it was just, as soon as DiVeOrDeLeTe hit level 20, they knew that they have the tools to stay alive after this Garrosh combo and win those team fights.
Yeah, I mean, and it was almost there for Treehouse. They almost had all the pieces, and they did in game number 2 as well. So I think Treehouse should not be too disappointed, because that's, this team, DiVeOrDeLeTe, is a team that's gone almost undefeated in a whole season, in terms of maps even, has gone undefeated in terms of series, and so, that there's no shame for sure in losing to them, but in particular, yeah, I think Treehouse Gaming gave them the toughest fight that they've had today.
Looking currently through DiVeOrDeLeTe this season, they did not lose a single map.
There you go. Even in playoffs.
Even in playoffs, when they played Division 4 teams, which are theoretically higher than them, they managed to not lose a single map.
That's incredible stuff there, and yeah, credit to them. I will. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say except they've looked like a dominant force, and I assume they'll be promoted to Division or 2 in the next season. But I don't know exactly how the mechanics of that work. But yes, for sure, they've looked devastating in the Epic Cup, and a great performance from them. I believe we're going to have a chat with them in just a couple of minutes. Just waiting to hear back about that. But before we do, just a reminder that later on tonight on this channel you can see the Heroes Lounge NA Playoff Draw Show. What time is that at, Samu?
Let me look at it. It's at 6 p.m. PST or 9 p.m. EST for the NA times.
Yes, and that's at 3 in the morning Central European time, or in 7 hours time. So no, 6 hours time. 6 hours time. So 6 hours from now, there will be that. So definitely tune in for that if you're still awake at that time. If you're in North America, it's the most likely scenario. We're just waiting to see if we'll get an interview. But I mean, so you've been casting all day here at the Epic Cup, Samu. I mean, what are your thoughts about the strength of the teams that we've seen today?
I mean, looking through all those games, it is really clear that it is not the thing people expect it to be. Like, a lot of people always were like, why do you throw two team Division 4 and Division 5 into one cup? Because Division 4 should be better theoretically, but we see it isn't like that. It just isn't like that. We saw, especially in the semi-final, we see Treehouse Gaming, Division 5 team, winning against AFK for Coca 2-0. Or DiVeOrDeLeTe, every Division 5 team winning against Love Sanctuary, Division 4 team 2-0. It just shows that this does not mean anything, the divisions. It really needs to
I wouldn't say the divisions don't mean anything, because that would ruin the whole point
so
of them.
much. At least not so much if you look at one division difference. Especially on those things like the cups. People might be like, hey, we are the higher division, we need to deliver, and might feel some extra pressure due to this. So it also could be this one of the things, being in the higher division gives you an extra amount of pressure.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's it does put the pressure on. But I mean, look, they've always been upsets.
I mean, especially this season, we saw it already in Division. In Division 6 and 7, we saw a Division 7 team coming out on top. So I'm interested if we're gonna see the same on the Legendary Cup, if we're gonna see a Division 3 team winning over Division 2 teams and being able to finish it out in the finals as well.
There's some salt in the chat, which I won't address directly. Yeah, so we will get an interview in just a couple of minutes with DiVeOrDeLeTe. In fact, I think we're gonna head over to the interview room in just a second. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do that now. So we're gonna go there now. Oh, I've ruined your face. Sorry. We're gonna head there now.
Ruining my face.
Yes, let's head there now. Hello.
No.
So, with us we have here in the interview we have Matt from DiVeOrDeLeTe. How are you feeling?
Very relieved. I think I thought there was a fair bit of pressure towards the end there, especially in the last game. It was a really intense game, and they definitely had the early game over us. But yeah, I mean, relieved is the main emotion, I guess.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, it's been. It looked like a tough series at the end for sure. By the way, are any others of your teammates joining, or is it just
I
you?
think they might be.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Would we like to? Would you like us to?
Here
we
David's
go.
here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Would you just like to announce who you are for the stream?
I'm TKT, the team captain, and I joined so far.
So, first of all, yeah. So welcome. So congratulations on a great victory, and to be honest, a whole season of victories, because it looks like
Thanks a
you're
lot.
undefeated throughout the whole season. I mean,
Yeah, I think that was our aim. Yeah.
that must be a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the end we were kind of relieved that we could succeed it as we wanted. I mean, after we get into Division 5, it was just obvious for us that we want to win the whole shit. Yeah, and after that we can chill a bit and hopefully get to a higher division next season with our team.
We also got Jay joining us here in the interview room, but he's not the only one, as we've got a special guest in here as well, with Dr. Patman.
Good evening.
Yo, what's up, Dr. Patman?
Well, congratulations to all of you, of course. As is tradition, I've come here to give a very personal congratulations. I watched the end of that last game in particular, and for a second there I was thinking, oh, maybe it's the beginning of a reverse sweep, but you kept it together and managed to pull that last game around.
I mean, you really stressed us out. It was kind of hectic at some point in the last game for us, because we had to get our things together, how we handle that comp. So yeah, you nearly got us there, I think, and you really gave us an amazing fight. We really appreciate that.
No, I mean, I want to give a huge shout out to Treehouse Gaming as well. I mean, these tournaments take a long time to do. It takes a huge amount of effort, and to get to the finals itself is a huge achievement. And I don't think we should downplay the amazing work that Treehouse Gaming, of course, a long-time team that we've had here in Heroes Lounge with a lot of well-known players. So, I mean, a bit sad to see them lose out in that last game, but I mean, a well-deserved victory by you guys in DiVeOrDeLeTe. I mean, I've come here as well to bring you the congratulations, as well as the opportunity for you yourself and for every member of your team to have the finest quality plastic that Heroes Lounge can deliver. That's right. If you just send all of the names and addresses to either myself or to Pitor, we can send you off a trophy each to commemorate this fantastic achievement for you guys.
Oof, that's big. Thank you, man.
Absolutely no problem. I hope you guys enjoyed the season as well. I mean,
definitely was great.
Yeah, I mean, just more than just the players as well. I mean, there's a huge number of people behind the scenes as well, which all the players, I'm sure, have also run into at one point or another. So, I mean, there's John Brannon, Penelope, and of course, Ballop. Transparent has a huge shout out there for being in charge today. And as well for all of the casters. I mean, we've got Anshendarai, we've got Reeves, Yosh, Garish, and Samu, of course. It takes a small team to be able to pull this off, and I hope that it was a good experience for the players as it was for me watching it as well. So for anyone watching as well who would like to compete, our sign-ups are open, so go ahead and you can sign up for the next season.
Yep, you can type !sign up in the chat to find out how to do that.
Nope. I just wanted to come in and drop by. I'm sure there's far more questions for you guys as well. Just once again, massive congratulations for winning the playoffs. And I hope to see a lot more of you guys in the upcoming seasons.
Thank you, man, and thanks for joining.
All right, then. I'll leave you guys to it then. Have a good evening.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
I also have to give a huge shout out to you casters and all the Heroes Lounge team, because it makes players like us who want to play a bit competitive, really, you give us the possibility to get casted and all this, yeah, and have serious drafts and get these games, and that's really great, and which make us the game even more fun that only Storm League. So it's really cool, and I hope that you can keep it alive as long as it's possible. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we will be. We will definitely be carrying on, and indeed, as we just discussed, you can sign up for next season right now. And I think everyone on the Heroes Lounge team loves what we do. We love keeping this alive, and yeah, it's not just the casters; it is also, as Petman was saying, many mods and stuff behind the scene. Have you? I mean, so any sort of any more final thoughts for you on what your plans are for next season? Where are you going to take it next? You've been undefeated this season. I mean, is that going to be the same next season?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we just get matched into a higher division, and then we have to keep up our training, train more, definitely get more scrims, and all that. What helps us to manage to win serious more difficult games against even better opponents. I think that's what we want to focus to, and to just keep the team together, because I really enjoyed to play with them. I also played with another team on Heroes Lounge that were just some random guys, and now I really enjoy it because we are kind of friends and play the game for a long time together now. I have my kid in the arms, that's why. And exactly, that's what I want, that the team stays together and even grow up together more. And huge shout out to my team members who who follows all my Discord advices and the calls into the game, of course, and take the trophy for us.
Okay, thank you for that. I think definitely people will keep an eye on you for next season, because it's definitely a team to watch. Samu, have you got any more thoughts before we wrap up?
I mean, looking into this final, how did you think about Treehouse Gaming, as you already beat them in the very last round of the season?
Can I answer that one, David?
You can, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so the one thing, I think it was Treehouse, when we played them in the group stage, they came up with these 2 cheese strats against us. They had like a 3-man front line and a hammer, and then the other game a Cho'Gall or something. So we knew that. Was it Treehouse that did this? I think it was Treehouse. Either way, we knew they had some strats, up their sleeve, and we were just cautious, I guess, as to what they might draft against us.
Yeah, and for me, after I see that they reached the finals, for me it was clear that we have to take them even more serious than we did in the normal season, and they will be prepared well, because obviously they beat all the other teams. And I was quite sure that we have a tough final, and in the end, they, as you said, I think today, to be honest, all the teams were prepared really well and gave us a good fight. But Treehouse Gaming especially takes us to our limit, at least to win a map, I think. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, well, on that note, I think we'll say thank you, and thank you for joining us, and congratulations again on your victory. And I'm sure we'll see you soon, but in the next season. And by the way, just one more question: are you playing in the ARAM League?
No, not so far.
Okay.
But I think it would have been kind of enjoyable. We can think about it as a team, I think.
I think the sign-ups have now closed for this current season of the ARAM League, but maybe next time. Anyway, I'm sure we'll see you next season in the regular Heroes Lounge. So thank you again for joining us, and
thank you. Can I do one last shout out?
Oh yeah, do as many shout outs as you like.
Because in our team we already have 2 daddies. It's me and Gigi Hawk. And we couldn't do that if we wouldn't have wives who keep us, who takes the kid meanwhile, and really understand that we want to play this cup the whole Sunday. So big shout out for our wives and our kids, of course, who encourage us to do this.
I can hear your kids are doing a big shout out for you right there.
Exactly. Yeah, that was it. Thank you, man.
Okay, yeah, thank you, and
Thank you.
and good night.
Yes, thank you.
So that was DiVeOrDeLeTe, the undefeated champions of the Heroes Lounge Epic Cup. It's been an incredible day, hasn't it, Samu? I mean,
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to see those people next season. But talk about season. If anyone does not know what the ARAM season is, it's a best of 3 of ARAMs between 2 teams. So if you're not gonna miss that, watch out. There will be some casts soon, hopefully, as the season just started yesterday, and there will also be a playoffs in the end.
yes, and if you want to see when upcoming matches are going to be cast, you can always check out heroeslounge.gg/calendar. If you want to get involved in casting, message Samu, because he's, if you think you want to, because all our casters here are amateur, and most of us started from nothing really. But yes, it's definitely get involved if you want to, and or if you just want to watch, heroeslounge.gg/calendar, and you can find some information there. I think that's all we've got time for today, Samu. Any final thoughts?
DiVeOrDeLeTe definitely looking strong. Treehouse Gaming also looking very good, and I'm interested in the next season if we're gonna see again Division 5 being stronger than Division 4, or if it is the vice versa again, with Division 4 being, well, theoretically the better division and making it out on top next season.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, I'm definitely looking forward to next season as well. But before we even get to next season, there's still the Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup playoffs next Saturday, and the Heroes Lounge Mythic Championship playoffs on Sunday, and they will both be here on this channel, twitch.tv/Heroes Lounge. So follow up there if you haven't already, and if you have, then good. Keep watching this, guys. Yes, and before even all of that, we've got the NA playoff draw show tonight for those of you who will be up late or are in NA, of course, and that'll be on this channel as well in about 5.5 hours time. So definitely tune in for that, because it's always the draw show is always a good laugh, and it's full of information about the upcoming North American playoffs. But from me and Samu, that's all for tonight. Good night.
Goodbye.